Okay, so today we have with us Vriddhi, and she's going to discuss with us about LGBTQ plus, her thoughts on that, her observation, and yes, it is her opinion, and in general the problem with it, and whether it is legit or if it's a new motion that people are wanting to like and adopt in the new system and normalize it. Then what should be the correct procedure and the effects and the extent of it? Hello, Riddhi. So I'm going to
Hi,
start with
hello.
the opening question. Do
Sure.
any of your friends, if any of your friends are, or let's say they belong to LGBTQ plus community, would you be open to like be staying friends with them just like your usual straight friend counterparts? Will you be open to have the same relationship?
Yeah, definitely. I do have friends who belong to the community, and I treat them the same way. They're really good friends of mine.
Okay, but okay, how do you know like if she's a lesbian? Okay, she belongs to lesbian community and she's very like almost behaves as a straight person with you. But if suppose she has an idea that she wants to, what do you say, in today's girls language, they say experiment. If she tries to experiment her sexuality with you, what would be your
hmm
response?
Well, I wouldn't allow anybody to force
Okay,
themselves on me.
but
And if I have friends, if suppose I have a friend who poses as being straight and someday jumps upon me and tries to experiment with me, and I'm not comfortable with that, I would clearly tell her that I'm not comfortable with doing anything with her.
okay, but okay, this is a very wild question. Just tell me if you're uncomfortable or comfortable answering it.
Mm, No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if suppose like even you feel like it doesn't hurt to experiment, would you still be reluctant to it?
I don't. What exactly are you asking?
No, I'm just saying that okay. Now right now we have a rules that we are straight, but suppose it like if somehow you are attracted, like not
hmm
as a permanent thing that you are, but you're still straight. But if you think that even you have that kind of knack or that temporary, what do you say, that lustness, that
hmm
trying that out, like it's okay to experiment just one time. So will you still be open for it,
hmm
or again to your morals?
I think it doesn't have anything to do with morals. Your
Yeah,
sexuality is your sexuality, and if I find out that my sexual orientation is not straight, or if I have a feeling that
yeah,
it's not, then I would try to introspect and figure it out.
okay.
I guess like anybody else would.
Yeah, best response is any. Okay. Moving on to the next question. This is personally my opinion that look, being gay,
hmm
lesbian, or there are other members of the community like gender fluid, queer, pansexual, binary.
hmm
Again, this is basically the way of your life. Like you choose to be something. I don't still understand why they want a special recognition, like special reservation and like a separate kind
hmm
of acknowledgement for that. So, what are your thoughts on that? You still feel that they are completely different from normal people?
No, I think they're the same as normal
Yeah, that's what I'm
people.
saying.
They're all normal. And as for a special recognition, I feel like, I mean, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
I think that it shouldn't be a big deal. I understand that a lot of people who, belong to the
yeah,
community have been oppressed and the discrimination continues to date. So it's important to acknowledge that and do things to, kind of make it ensure that these people are not discriminated against and they're treated equally. But it- there's no need for like a special recognition
yeah.
or something. If
Correct.
you're gay or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It should be the same as like it's your business, and
Yeah,
I don't want to be like involved in anybody's business. Just like I don't want anybody else to be involved in my
yeah.
business.
Correct, correct.
But I would like them to have the same rights as anybody who's heterosexual.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. Look, I mean, being gay, lesbian, look, again, it doesn't matter me. You with that, the right people who are comfortable with that, you're clear. And again, the
hmm
concept of normalizing that in children, like when many of the Disney's animated shows, they still showcase
hmm
that kind of. I think you have a crush on that kid. So it was actually in a
hmm
movie. It was very sad to see that because look, children are meant to grow in the
Which
most
movie?
natural way, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I want you to elaborate on like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what
Go
do you
on.
mean by, you know, um, normalizing it in children? What are you talking about exactly?
No, look, like in some of the Disney shows, I've seen that they're open to discussing about kids having crush on boys. So
Mm-hmm.
I still don't understand how come.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a thing they want. It's not like you know from the start of the time. Let them grow naturally. I know
Mm-hmm.
like there are various kind of experiences, gay experiences when kids are growing up. Now these are natural.
Mm-hmm.
Even I've been through that. A lot of people have been through that. Them playing the fool and the touching and whatever it is tickling something. But again, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily 100% gay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you're normalizing that, then you're
Um,
inflicting, like you're giving him an option that this is an option you have to consider. It's not like career option,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Actually,
that's what
what
I'm.
I feel is, um, yeah, you're right about, I don't think children should be exposed to, uh, discussions about sexuality
Yeah.
and gender, especially. But I think that crushes and stuff it's not absolutely like it depends on the age of the children
Yeah.
and it depends on um like because when you're young kids it's like if you look at kids who are like 5 maybe
Okay.
okay they are surrounded by couples, they're surrounded by their parents, their other family members who are married, or suppose they're they have elder siblings who are in relationships or whatever.
Correct.
So they are surrounded by people who are in relationships, so they do have a concept of having a significant other.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
That's okay. But I think that they should not be introduced to anything that, kind of has an emphasis on
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Specific
any kind of sexual
sexuality.
experiences. So having crushes is a whole different thing. It's okay if if my child comes up to me one day, they're like maybe 7 years old, and they tell me that they have, I mean, 7 years old is a little too
Yeah.
young, but when I was in, say, fourth grade, seventh grade,
Okay.
that's around the time that you do figure out that you can have feelings for other people, right? So
Correct.
if my kid at that age were to come and tell me that I have, I kind of am interested in so and so person, I wouldn't really like bother them about the gender of that person.
Okay. Okay. That's
I hope I'm making
yeah. No.
my
No. That's
point
very wise. That's
clear.
very wise. Okay. Again, look. When it comes to like special recognition and acknowledgement and rights, and even reservation in some political or educational institutions, I would
Hmm.
obviously side with people who are transvestites because they actually have a problem. Like
Yeah,
at birth,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So
They
they
are
should be given
discriminated against.
recognition. I'm with them.
Hmm.
There's a questions of them in competing in sports events or even like other candidacy in political events also. So
Hmm.
that's where the problem actually is. So you need to target that problem.
Hmm. Yeah. For people who are transsexual,
Yeah.
transgender people in our country, they definitely, uh, you know, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When it comes
Because
to gender, it's fine.
yeah, because
But
they are actually
sexuality,
born with those.
hmm,
They're actually born with those all those defects. So if you want to give anyone recognition and special acknowledgement or status, then it should be them.
yeah, and you shouldn't really call that defects.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm right. Sorry. Okay, so I guess that wraps about the overall thing. But now I still don't understand the logic behind the special parades and the motions and their campaigns. What's all that about?
Well, that's basically the fact that uh, basically the whole of community was oppressed. So
Okay,
not just gay people or transgender people. All of them have faced discrimination and oppression,
okay,
you know, from a very long time. And that is sort of to celebrate the fact that, they have come so far where uh, they're able to openly be themselves.
yeah,
And it is also to sort of, um, what's that word? Commemorate, I guess,
okay,
and celebrate those who
yeah. The
have
Pride Day.
given their lives and sacrificed
Okay.
in order to get rights for this
Yeah, yeah,
community.
yeah. Obviously. One notable member is obviously Harvey Milk, who was an openly gay person, but he was in the political group. He was born in South political group of San Francisco.
Hmm.
From it has been prevalent from that. He was assassinated, I guess, in 1970s. I think, yeah, 1973.
Oh,
But because yeah, people were actually kind of at that time they were gay for because they didn't knew what it actually was, and they always perceived it as a threat.
yeah,
Look, as
definitely.
any sane person, look, obviously change should be welcoming, and the basic definition of humanity extends that you behave as a like there's love and care for one another, as even as our
Hmm.
Bible says, do unto others as you would
Hmm.
have them do unto you. Unless,
Hmm.
as long as those definitions are covered, and your sexuality is your identity, and you are responsible with the right people, then obviously there should be no problem coexisting with them. Not like the aliens.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yes, sometimes
definitely the
people do
normal
feel
people.
uncomfortable, and again, we cannot judge them for being. But also, there should not
It's
be any
okay to
direct
be
discrimination.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like for us who live in India at least,
yeah,
we have not grown up being surrounded by um same-sex
yeah,
relationships,
yeah,
and we have not seen that a lot. So obviously it's new. So it takes a little time to get
yeah, yeah,
adjusted
obviously.
to, and uh, that's okay. Being uncomfortable is okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I guess that wraps around the issue of the identity. Now, what's more that we can discuss about it? I don't mind having a gay friend as long as he keeps his. Again, as you would answer, if he tries anything, any kind of funny thing, then obviously I would stop him there and there.
Mm.
But if
I don't
he,
think it's.
yeah, if he's
Hmm.
responsible for himself and he does it with the right people who are comfortable and okay with that, then
Yeah,
obviously there should be any problem.
yeah. Nobody should be forcing themselves on anybody.
Yeah,
That's wrong in any situation.
yeah, yeah. Right. So again, that's the problem. Now, yeah, people now children who are adopted and they grow up knowing that their parents may be same-sex marriage. Now, okay,
Hmm.
how would you feel on that? Like, what did you see on that?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Now the thing is, I think that everybody should be able to have children and
yeah, yeah,
raise children. It's one of the joys of life.
yeah, yeah, obviously,
But I personally also feel that there has to be a balance of masculinity and femininity when it comes to raising kids and
yeah, yeah,
parenthood. And it's best for the child if there is a proper balance, and this can occur even if even in heterosexual relationships, if you have a man and a woman, but you know there is an imbalance, or there is um you know just a very disproportionate
yeah, yeah,
sort of uh like, for example, if you have a woman who's very masculine, extremely powerful and dominant, who sort of is the breadwinner of the family maybe, and the man is the caretaker and homemaker,
yeah, yeah.
there isn't a lot of problem with that, but I personally think that it's
Not a
not
healthy way.
best for the
Yeah,
child. Yeah, I think that if like, as men and women, we have roles, and uh, that we are best suited to. Like, if
okay,
we were to be in those roles and live a life like that, then it would kind of lead to fulfillment overall for
perfect.
us as well as for our children. So it can happen in heterosexual relationships too, and it can happen in same-sex
Yeah,
relationships as well. So I think that it's okay if you know everybody should be able to have kids, but there should be a
balance of
proper
masculinity.
balance. Yeah.
That's very good advice. Damn good advice. That one. Even heterosexual listeners should listen to this one. Balance of masculinity and yeah, maternity. Okay. Thank you so much, Pradeep, for saying all your answers very
Hmm.
precisely. Now, one last question.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Reservation of members for belonging to the LGBTQ community, various MNCs, when you applying for jobs. What is your thought on that? Do you agree with that? Do you side with that, or it's okay for that?
Is there reservation for like
Uh, Again,
everybody
not
in the
exact.
community
Yeah,
or
not
just?
exact. Let me rephrase. It's not an exact
Hmm.
reservation, I would say, but special consideration and leniency is being directed if you belong to that member. How you
Mm-hmm.
identify yourself as. I'm not very specific on. I'm not very. I don't remember the specifics, but at
Mm-hmm.
least yeah, there is some relaxation. What do you feel on that?
Okay. Uh, I don't know. I feel like I'm not the most qualified to talk about this, but
Yeah.
I think that if a certain group of people are facing discrimination
Okay.
in terms of like getting hired or in the workplace, because it is very much possible.
Okay.
Even as a woman, you are very
Yeah,
likely
yeah,
to
yeah.
face
Sure, sure, sure.
discrimination
100%
in
right.
the education system, in the workplace, everywhere. So I think it's fine.
Okay.
I don't really mind that. Like as long as it's not affecting anybody else,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
overly affecting anybody else, I don't think that's a problem.
That's a very wise answer.
What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. As long as look, as long as they're comparing and they're not abusing their power, their privilege, then obviously it's very good. Because
Mm-hmm.
obviously they are feeling like what do you say, certain aliens are being overlooked and underlooked, the usual normal definition of people. So yeah, sure, that's not a problem for them. Personally, for me, LGBT community, I don't have any problem with that. But why do you want the whole world to suffer if you have a certain orientation? Like, unfortunately, I'm gay, and the whole world should suffer for it. What I'm saying, like, if you are gay, if you belong to one of the communities,
How are they making you suffer?
no, no, like you know, the usual, the like all the parades and the special, what do you say, the love and the one love and the special kind of moments and the campaigns. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should gather your community, like, special draft a special petition to the government, and like yes, you are properly recognized and acknowledged, but it's a way of life. You choose your way, do with someone you're comfortable. Again, normalized.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to openly be public about it, and again, be awarded a be awarded a reward just for being courageous, come up forward and face all the
Mm-hmm.
allegations and discrimination. Yeah,
Women get awarded for
yeah, not awarded exactly, but kind of
standing up
public
against
recognition. That's what I'm
discrimination and
saying.
stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again,
Um.
because the problem is that there are many kind of abuses and the child abuse and child sexual abuse, and that's where I'm against. That's the one thing I can't stand.
Sorry. What?
No, like, I don't know exactly if this is those people, but many other people again. There's the case of pedophilia and child abuse and child sexual abuse in the same, like, kids, like boy or a girl,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the most concerning thing. Now I don't know if it directly contributes this, being normalized directly contributes it, but that's the one thing I have very problem. If
Pedophiles are not related to
yeah,
this, and pedophiles
yeah, yeah,
they try to sell it off as it's our sexuality, but
yeah, yeah.
I think it is pretty much any sane person recognizes that it is wrong.
Okay,
And as for safety of children and that stuff,
yeah,
I would like I stand with whatever is protecting children from whatever. I'm not like I don't have a bias or anything for anything. And like you didn't specifically mention anything, so I don't exactly get what you're talking
yeah.
about. But
Okay,
um, I stand for protecting children.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Okay, I think that's what wraps up
You
wraps it
you
all
were
about.
saying something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on.
but then you didn't finish your question. I think you were
No, no,
saying
that
something.
was all. That was my main concern. Like, normalizing this, does it
Mm-hmm.
contribute heavily other people, like directly attacking children or what? And not
All
necessarily
right. No, no.
like
Yeah,
killing.
I don't think it
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
contributes to that directly.
Yeah.
Normalizing it is not really a problem.
No, like,
There's a problem with normalizing you know uh gender reaffirming care for
yeah, yeah, yeah,
children,
yeah.
but there's no problem with normalizing
Okay.
sexuality and even gender. But children undergoing surgeries is not right.
Okay. So you, yeah. So you against that. Children going surgery. Yeah, that's another. I don't know that. Still don't know what's the why they're
Hmm.
doing it. But I guess everyone has a choice.
Yeah, children shouldn't. Adults should have a choice to do
Yeah,
whatever they
that's what
want to their body, but children shouldn't be able to. That's wrong. They don't have the brains to decide.
Excuse me. Okay, I think that wraps about it all. Thank you so much, Riddhi,
Hmm.
for being here today and
Sure,
expressing
sure.
your clear thoughts on LGBT plus. And of course,
Yeah,
to all my
sure.
viewers, it is again opinionated.